In the early days of electricity, one man was at the forefront of innovation, a true visionary who believed in the power of science to change the world forever. His name was Nikola Tesla. Despite his incredible accomplishments, the true story of Nikola Tesla has largely gone untold. Until now. Verumax Media is proud to present the untold story of Nikola Tesla, a deep dive into the life and legacy of one of the most brilliant minds in history. Join us on a journey through his triumphs and tribulations, his victories and defeats, and his enduring impact on the modern world. Discover the man behind the legend, and unravel the mysteries that still surround his life and work. This is the story of Nikola Tesla as you've never heard it before. The untold story of Nikola Tesla. Every time you power up a device that runs on electricity, you are embedded to one of the greatest scientific minds to have ever existed, Nikola Tesla. Despite his exceptional talent, Nikola Tesla led a peculiar personal life, and his ominous predictions were kept under wraps by the authorities, only now coming to light. While the lives of many great figures may be fascinating, the story of Nikola Tesla goes far beyond that, leaving behind an eternal legacy. The year was 1856, and Nikola Tesla was born in the mountainous region of Lika, located on the Balkan Peninsula. His parents, Milutin and Duka, were both of Serbian origin, and he was a subject of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Growing up, Nikola Tesla's father was a stern yet loving Orthodox priest, and a skilled writer and poet whose library served as a constant source of inspiration for the young boy. Meanwhile, Tesla's mother was a hard-working and multi-talented woman who undoubtedly passed her creativity down to her son. Among her many creations were various household and farm appliances, such as a mechanical egg beater designed by Tesla's mother to simplify the tasks of daily life. From the start, Tesla showed exceptional promise in his studies, receiving his early education at home and later attending a gymnasium in Karlstad, Croatia. His incredible mental acuity, which allowed him to perform integral calculus in his head, astounded his teachers, who even suspected him of cheating. Young Nikola was once captivated by a steel engraving of Niagara Falls, envisioning in his mind's eye a colossal water wheel powered by the mighty current. Years later, he confided with his uncle that he would one day journey to America to harness energy from the falls in precisely this way, a promise he fulfilled 3 decades later. Despite his early creativity, Tesla did not view himself as an inventor until he was a young adult. Passionate about mathematics and science, Tesla had dreams of becoming an engineer, but his aspirations were repeatedly suppressed by his father's desire for him to join the priesthood. At just 17 years old, Tesla fell ill with cholera, but he managed to negotiate a significant concession from his father in exchange for surviving the deadly illness. The elder Tesla agreed to allow his son to study engineering at the prestigious Austrian Polytechnic School in Graz. Tesla's wish was granted, and the impact of this enthusiastic young man would be felt around the globe, changing the world forever. Upon commencing his mechanical and electrical engineering studies at the Polytechnic School, it didn't take long for Tesla's brilliance to shine through. One day, during a physics lesson, Tesla's teacher presented the class with a new Graham dynamo that had the ability to function as both a motor and a generator using direct current. After studying the dynamo for some time, Tesla speculated that it might be feasible to eliminate the inefficient sparking connections known as commutators. He then shared the idea with his professor and was met with skepticism and a joke about creating a perpetual motion machine. However, Tesla remained fixated on the concept and continued to ponder it for years. Intuitively, Tesla believed that the solution to the problem lay in alternating electric currents. It wasn't until the age of 24, while working at the Central Telephone Exchange in Budapest, that the answer finally came to Tesla. During a leisurely stroll through a park in Budapest with a friend, 24-year-old Tesla found himself reciting poetry. As he spoke a particular phrase, a revolutionary idea struck him. In a moment of inspiration, he quickly drew a diagram in the sand with a stick. This was known as the birth of the induction motor, which would go on to change the world as we know it. Following his breakthrough in Budapest, Tesla was recruited by electrical power companies in Strasbourg and Paris to enhance their DC generation facilities. Despite his efforts to interest investors in this AC motor concept in Germany and France, Tesla was unsuccessful. It became clear that in order to bring his vision to life, he would need to meet one of the greatest electrical engineers of the time, Thomas Alva Edison. At the age of 28, Tesla arrived in the bustling metropolis of New York City, where he was struck by the stark contrast between his homeland and his new surroundings. The brilliant young engineer described leaving behind a beautiful, artistic and captivating homeland, only to settle in a place that felt cold, mechanical and uninviting. Tesla believed that America lagged behind Europe by a century in terms of culture and civilization. In the 1870s, Tesla arrived in New York as a Serbian immigrant with only 4 cents in his pocket, some mathematical computations, a drawing of his flying machine concept, and a letter of introduction from Charles Batchelor, one of Edison's European business associates. It was at this time that electricity was first introduced to New York, with Edison's incandescent lamp creating a surge in demand for electricity and his direct current power plant. It was here that Tesla's life would become intertwined with Edison's. In the late 1870s, electricity was first introduced to New York, and Edison's incandescent lamp caused a surge in demand for electricity, leading to his direct current power plant on Pearl Street in Lower Manhattan becoming a monopoly. The streets were cluttered with single poles carrying numerous crooked crossbeams, supporting sagging wires, and exposed electrical wiring posed a constant danger. Despite the risks, wealthy New Yorkers rushed to have their homes wired, including J.P. Morgan, a banker who had heavily invested in Edison. Tesla handed Edison the letter of recommendation, which stated, "My dear Edison, I know 2 great men and you are one of them. This young man is the other." He went on to describe his engineering work and plans for an alternating current motor. Although Edison knew little about alternating current and saw it as a threat, he hired Tesla immediately to improve his DC generation plans, sensing something different about the 6'4" immigrant from Eastern Europe. Tesla claimed Edison promised him $50,000 if he succeeded, possibly thinking it was an impossible task. However, the prospect of so much money was great motivation for the poor immigrant. Tesla and Edison shared a genius trait in that neither of them seemed to require much sleep. Edison could go on for days catnapping on a sofa in his office. Tesla claimed that he could work from 10:30 AM to 5 AM. The next day the Edison machine works. Tesla claimed that even in his old age, he only slept 2 or 3 hours per night. The resemblance ended there. Though Tesla relied on flashes of inspiration, visualizing the invention in his mind in minute detail before proceeding to the construction stage. Edison was a trial and error man who defined invention as 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Edison was a self-taught inventor. Tesla had received his formal education in Europe, and it was only a matter of time before the differences between him and Edison became a source of contention. After announcing the completion of his work several months into his employment, Tesla asked to be paid only to be informed by Edison that the $50,000 offer was made in jest. Shocked and disgusted, Tesla resigned and turned to menial jobs to survive. However, investors soon approached him requesting that he develop a better method for arc lighting. Despite this not being the opportunity he had hoped for, Tesla founded the Tesla Electric Light Company and created a one-of-a-kind arc lamp with a beautiful design and efficiency. Unfortunately, Tesla was out of his depth in the financial aspects, and all of the profits went to the investors, leaving him with a pile of worthless stock certificates. However, Mr. A.K. Brown of Western Union was about to change Tesla's fortunes by agreeing to invest in his AC motor concept. In a small laboratory located near Edison's office, Tesla successfully developed all of the components for the AC power generation and transmission system that is now used universally worldwide. Tesla described his incredible working method, stating that he created motors that were exactly as he had imagined them, with no attempt to improve the design. After applying for 7 US patents in the field of polyphase AC motors and power transmissions in late 1887, a complete system of generators, transformers, transmission lines, motors, and lighting was included. These ideas were granted without any challenges and became the most valuable patents since the telephone. When industrialist George Westinghouse heard of Tesla's invention, he believed it could be the missing link in long-distance power transmission. He arrived at Tesla's lab and offered to buy the patent for $60,000, which included $5,000 in cash and 150 shares of Westinghouse Corporation stock. He also agreed to pay $2.50 in royalties for each horsepower of electrical capacity produced. Although the struggle to create the motor was over, the battle to commercialize it had only just begun. After acquiring significant wealth from his patents, Tesla established a new laboratory to continue his inventive pursuits. His breakthrough in AC power generation and transmission ignited a fierce industrial battle that determined the future of technological development in the United States. The conflict centered on whether Westinghouse's alternating current or Edison's direct current would become the preferred technology. However, this struggle was marred by a macabre incident when a convicted murderer, William Kemmler, was executed in the state's first electrical chair, using a used Westinghouse generator purchased illegally for the occasion. Despite the negative press, Westinghouse and Tesla thrived, with the Westinghouse Corporation awarded the contract to light the Chicago World's Fair. The world's first all-electric fair commemorating the 400th anniversary of Columbus's discovery of America, competing with General Electric, which had taken over Edison's company. Westinghouse secured the bid with a more efficient and cost-effective AC system. When the fair opened in May 1893, President Grover Cleveland pressed a button, illuminating the fairground's neoclassical building with 100,000 incandescent lamps. The City of Light was created by Tesla, Westinghouse, and their AC power generation units. Proudly displayed in the Great Hall of Electricity, the 27 million fairgoers learned that AC was the power of the future, with more than 80% of all electrical devices ordered in the United States being based on alternating current. The Tesla coil is a renaissance transformer that is still used in radio and television sets, as well as other electrical devices. Today, it consists of two coils of wire, one of which is connected to a power source and the other of which is not. The coil connected to the power source is called the primary coil, while the one not connected is called the secondary coil. The two coils are placed close together as the primary coil is energized with a high voltage, high frequency current. This causes an oscillating magnetic field to be generated, which in turn induces a current in the secondary coil. The Tesla coil was a groundbreaking invention, as it allowed for the production of high-frequency, high-voltage electrical currents that could be used for a variety of purposes, including wireless transmission of energy and communication. Tesla was particularly interested in using the Tesla coil for wireless transmission of energy, and he conducted a number of experiments to test the feasibility of this approach. Although Tesla's wireless energy transmission system never became a commercial success, his work on the Tesla coil paved the way for a number of important technological innovations, including the development of radio, television, and other electronic devices. Today, the Tesla coil is still used by hobbyists and electronic enthusiasts for a variety of purposes, including educational demonstrations and entertainment. Tesla's revolutionary experiments in the late 19th century gave birth to a new era of wireless communication, paving the way for radio and other modern technologies. Among his many notable achievements were his pioneering work on neon and fluorescent lighting, as well as his groundbreaking X-ray photography. However, it was his remarkable discovery in November 1890 of how to wirelessly illuminate a vacuum by transmitting energy through the air that set him on a lifelong path to unlock the secrets of wireless energy transmission. Using his newly created Tesla coils, Tesla was able to transmit and receive powerful radio signals when the coils were turned to resonate at the same frequency, a remarkable feat that would lay the foundation for the modern wireless world. Using his newly created Tesla coils, Tesla found out that he could transmit and receive powerful radio signals when the coils were turned to resonate at the same frequency. The resonant action magnifies the incoming electrical energy, and by early 1895, Tesla was ready to transmit a signal 50 miles to West Point, New York. Unfortunately, in the same year, Tesla's laboratory was destroyed by a building fire, which could not have happened at a worse time. Meanwhile, in England, Guglielmo Marconi, a young Italian experimenter, had been working hard on developing a wireless telegraphy device. In 1896, Marconi secured the first wireless telegraphy patent in England with a device that had just two circuits, though there were doubts about its ability to transmit signals over long distances. Nevertheless, in 1897, Marconi successfully demonstrated long-distance signal transmission across the English Channel using a Tesla oscillator. Not to be outdone, Tesla filed his own patent application for basic radio technology, which were eventually granted in the year 1900. In 1903, the Patent Office noted that many of Marconi's claims were not patentable due to the priority of Tesla and other inventors. Despite Marconi's attempts to secure patents for his wireless telegraphy device, the US Patent Office repeatedly rejected his revised applications over a period of 3 years due to the prior inventions of Tesla and other inventors. In 1903, the Patent Office deemed many of Marconi's claims as unpatentable, citing Tesla patent numbers 645576 and 649621 as references. However, Tesla was about to learn the fickleness of American patents. In 1900, the Marconi Wireless Telegraph Company began to thrive in the stock markets, thanks to Marconi's family connections with the English aristocracy. The stock of British Marconi rose from $3 to $22 per share, and the young Italian nobleman gained international acclaim. After Edison and Tesla had both invested in Marconi, Edison became an American Marconi consulting engineer. Then, on December 12, 1901, Marconi made history when he transmitted and received signals across the Atlantic Ocean for the first time. When one of his engineers commented that it looked like Marconi got a jump on him, Tesla responded with calm confidence. Despite Marconi's success, Tesla remained confident and gracious, allowing Marconi to use 17 of his patents. However, in 1904, Tesla's confidence was shattered when the US Patent and Trademark Office surprisingly granted Marconi a patent for the invention of the radio. The reasons for this decision were never fully explained, but it's speculated that Marconi's powerful financial backing in the US played a role. Though preoccupied with other matters, Tesla was angered when Marconi was awarded the Nobel Prize in 1911. He eventually sued the Marconi company for infringement in 1915, but lacked the financial resources to take on the powerful corporation. The United States Supreme Court did not uphold Tesla's radio patent number 645576 until 1943, several months after his death, which allowed him to have the last laugh posthumously. However, this was a controversial decision, as during the war, the Marconi company sued the US government for using their patents. The court ultimately resolved the issue by restoring Tesla's patent priority over Marconi's, which was seen as a self-serving decision. Despite Tesla's peculiar behaviours and idiosyncrasies, he is widely known for his accurate and sometimes baffling predictions, many of which have come to fruition. The visionary abilities of a man such as Tesla may seem implausible, but his predictions have proven to be eerily accurate. Here are just a few examples of his prescience. Tesla's first prediction stated that with the first perfect application of wireless technology, the entire planet would transform into an enormous brain where all things existing as particles of a real and rhythmic hope could instantaneously communicate with each other, irrespective of the distance between them. Moreover, he foresaw that through telephony and television, people would be able to see and hear each other with such clarity that it would be as such as if they were physically present, even if they were thousands of miles apart. According to Tesla, the devices that would make this possible would be incredibly simple compared to the phones we use today, and would be small enough to fit into a man's vest pocket. Could this possibly be a reference to our modern day smartphones? In another prediction, Tesla said, "Present wireless receiving apparatus will be scrapped for much simpler machines. Static and all forms of interference will be eliminated so that innumerable transmitters and receivers may be operated without interference." It is more than probable that the household daily newspaper will be printed wirelessly in the home during the night in domestic management. The problems of heat, light and household mechanics will be freed from all labour. In this prediction, Tesla foresaw that the present wireless technology would be replaced by simpler machines without static or interference, allowing for countless transmitters and receivers to operate simultaneously. He also envisioned a future where households could wirelessly print their daily newspapers and even manage household tasks like heating and lighting through the power of wireless technology, effectively freeing people from the burden of manual labour. It's remarkable how accurate Tesla's predictions were, as now we enjoy the convenience of Wi-Fi in our homes and everyday lives. The next prediction by Tesla dates back to 1898, where he proposed to representatives of a major manufacturing company the construction and public display of a self-operating automobile carriage that would involve something akin to decision-making or judgment, foreshadowing the development of the self-driving car. Intriguingly, a company bearing his name is now one of the leaders in the field of autonomous driving technology, featuring the advanced autopilot system. Another noteworthy prediction by Tesla is his claim that, when the wireless transmission of power is made commercial, transport and transmission will be revolutionized. He cited that successful transmission of motion pictures over a short distance as evidence, and predicted that in the near future such transmissions would become limitless. He liked traditional wire-based transmissions to telegraph systems of the past, which would seem crude once wireless energy transmission became ubiquitous. This is the concept behind wireless power transfer. Tesla also had a prediction which stated that he believed in the potential for wireless energy to revolutionize the field of aviation. He envisioned flying machines that could operate without fuel, enabling rapid travel across international boundaries and promoting global unity through increased understanding and cooperation. These aircrafts would rely on the wireless transmission of energy, which could provide power to even the most inaccessible regions of the world, without the need for cumbersome wires or cables. This technology had the potential to transform air travel as we know it, and to bring people closer together on a truly global scale. Tesla made another bold prediction, this time in 1893 when he claimed that he would one day be able to photograph thoughts. According to this theory, a thought would create a corresponding image on the retina, which could then be captured using specialized equipment. By projecting these images onto a screen which could visualize the objects imagined by the person. In this way, a person's thoughts could be read like an open book, with every detail clearly visible. This idea may sound like science fiction, but it bears a striking resemblance to modern brain imaging techniques, such as MRI scans. Another one of Tesla's predictions was the development of the flying machine surpassing that of the automobile, with the assistance of Mr. Ford making substantial contributions towards this process. As the number of cars on the road increases, parking problems and the need for separate roads for commercial and pleasure traffic will be solved through the creation of belted parking towers in large cities. Ultimately, the need for roads will become unnecessary when society switches from wheels to wings, giving rise to the concept of the flying car that many companies are currently trying to bring to the market. And there you have it, a glimpse into some of the incredible predictions made by the brilliant mind of Nikola Tesla. While not all of his ideas came to fruition in his lifetime, his work has undoubtedly left a lasting impact on the world. From wireless communication to self-driving cars, Tesla's predictions were far ahead of their time and have paved the way for the technology that we use and enjoy today. His legacy continues to inspire and influence scientists, engineers, and innovators around the world, reminding us of the incredible possibilities that can be achieved through imagination, hard work, and a dedication to the process. Following the untimely death of the renowned inventor and visionary, Nikola Tesla in January 1943, officials from the US government's Office of Alien Property confiscated a plethora of documents detailing the life's work of the brilliant and prolific 86-year-old. At the peak of World War II, Nikola Tesla's death ray invention, a potentially potent particle beam weapon, was causing concerns for the United States government. To prevent the risk of Tesla's technology falling into the hands of America's enemies, the government took action by seizing all of his property and documents from his room in the New Yorker hotel. The fate of Tesla's confiscated documents and their contents remained shrouded in mystery until the FBI declassified around 250 pages of Tesla-related materials in response to Freedom of Information Act requests in 2016. Despite persistent rumours of government cover-ups, the Bureau continued to release additional materials, with the most recent release coming in March 2018. Despite the release of hundreds of pages of previously classified Tesla-related documents, there are still many unanswered questions about the contents of his files. After Tesla's death, a Massachusetts Institute of Technology electrical engineer was tasked with reviewing his papers to assess their potential value. According to the declassified documents, Dr. Don G. Trump determined that Tesla's papers were mainly speculative and promotional in nature and did not include any new, workable principles or methods for realizing significant results. Interestingly, John G. Trump was the uncle of former President Donald J. Trump and made significant contributions to medical technology with his work on X-ray machines for cancer patients and radar research for the Allies during World War II. The case of Tesla's missing files remains a mystery to this day. After his death, his estate was set to go to his nephew, Sava Kozanovic, who was the Yugoslav ambassador to the United States at the time. However, some FBI agents suspected Kozanovic of attempting to use Tesla's technology against the US and considered arresting him to prevent this. Eventually, Tesla's files were sent to Belgrade, Serbia, where they now reside in the Nikola Tesla Museum. However, only 60 of the recorded 80 trunks made it to their destination, leaving the fate of the other 20 a mystery. While John J. Trump deemed Tesla's ideas unremarkable, the military still attempted to explore particle beam technology in the years following World War II. Given the military's interest in Tesla's death ray and the fact that the ideas may still be in use, it's possible that classified information related to the inventor remains under lock and key. We're curious to hear your thoughts on this brilliant mind. And that concludes our deep dive into the untold story of the enigmatic inventor Nikola Tesla. While he may not have achieved the fame and recognition he deserved during his lifetime, his groundbreaking contributions to science and technology continue to influence our modern world. From his pioneering work on alternating current to his visionary ideas on wireless communication and renewable energy, Tesla's legacy lives on as a testament to the power of human creativity and imagination. We hope you enjoyed this video and gained a newfound appreciation for the man behind the inventions. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating stories and insights from Verumax Media.